Retirement is not what you think. Yeah, it's exciting, and the first part of it and announcing it is it exciting, but it does a little bit on your mental health once you figure out what retirement is really like. Let's chat about retirement and your mental health. I'm Melinda, and I retired after 30 years in public education in the state of Missouri, and I will link the video that I talked about Missouri teacher retirement so you can see exactly what that looks like. In this video, I'm going to talk about the ups and downs of retirement, and at the end, I'm going to share with you what's different the second time I retired than the first time, and then a few pieces of advice if you find yourself in any of the situations I mentioned in this video. Yes, if you do your planning and you're retiring 2 vacations and travel and no alarm clock, and the excitement continues. If you're not retiring to something and you're retiring from something, you may not have that initial blissfulness of unicorns and rainbows. After I turned in my retirement letter, I went through the phase of appreciation and gratitude. I had no idea people liked me as a principal. When you're a boss of some kind, you don't get accolades all the time. People usually don't give you positive feedback and tell you that you're doing a good job. Well, 19 years after doing this, I get ready to retire, and all of a sudden, I'm told how great of a job I've done and how much they've appreciated me, and no one will be able to fill this void. So I'm prideful. I'm thinking I'm all that, and I'm pretty special. That quickly goes away when you realize that they did appreciate you, but they're more worried about the change for them maybe than they're worried about the change for you. Which, yes, they appreciated me, they loved me, I loved them. They're going to transition to a new boss. How is this person going to handle crisis? How is this person going to handle personal life situations? How's this person going to handle behavior? So you have that initial prideful moment of everybody loves me, they want me to stay, but reality brings you back down to it's a change for them too, and they have that fear inside of them of what's going to happen. You make the decision. I've come to terms with retiring alone. I announce my retirement. There's the excitement I feel, the excitement of my initial retirement. There's the gratitude, the appreciation. Everybody's excited. And now we're starting to hit the lows of retirement. We're starting to settle in just a little bit. Everybody knows, everybody's used to it. So what's day-to-day life going to be? I'm a lame duck. This is October. I have to go from October until May knowing that I'm retiring. I've not lost credibility, but I'm like a lame duck president at this point. The first really emotional, sad day, or just emotional, I don't really know what the emotion is when they were interviewing principals for my position, or in your case, if they're filling your position. I had to give tours to the candidates that could possibly be my replacement. And that morning, I remember when I woke up, I cried. That was my first emotional morning, like, this is real. I'm going to meet the person today that's going to be the new leader of this building, this place that I've built and devoted my life to for 19 years. It's going to be a little bit surreal today. So I was really emotional that day. The person is hired, we name the person, so I've gone from being pretty emotional to now it's about that person. I need to celebrate that person and lift that person up and make this an awesome transition for them. The focus is no longer on me again. I need to focus on this person and how can I help them be successful? What can I put in place? Systems, processes, books, notes, reminders that can help this person transfer into the position. So now I'm back to game face, work, job. I'm a problem solver. I'm ready to go. Let's welcome the new principal. Now it's the end of the year. It's retirement time. This is the month. These are the last few days. I'm going to retire. Parties, excitement, laughter, games, jokes, roasts, all the things that go along with retirement. The highest of the high. There's the school celebration, there's the district celebration, there's family celebration, there's the big retirement trip. All highs at this point. But then school starts. I'm used to having my summers off, so that really wasn't a big deal. It was just like regular life. However, in August, when school started back up after I've retired, I'm not going back. I'm 52 years old. For 42 years of my life, I've gone into a school system of some kind, whether I was a student from kindergarten to 12th grade in college, and then now I've worked in a school system. That's a lot of years doing the exact same thing. It hit me pretty hard. When the teachers went back to school, the principals went back to school, I started to see the Facebook posts, the social media. Everybody's gone on with their lives. Of course, they were calling and texting and hearing all the gossip and telling me what's working, what's not working. This is different, that's different. We miss you. However, this made me super sad. I, at this point, really thought I had made a mistake. There were times during the school year that I wanted to go over to the superintendent's office and take my letter back and stay. But at this point, it was really, what have I done? Everybody's back to school. This has been my life forever. And now I'm at home. I cried all the time. You could not ask me, how's retirement, without me bursting into tears. My kids thought that I was crazy. I missed it tremendously. I didn't retire to anything. I retired from something, and now I didn't know what I was going to do. I did have one friend that was honest with me about retirement and warned me that it was going to be an adjustment. I was embarrassed. I didn't want people to know that, did I fail retirement? Did I not plan for this correctly? So it was embarrassing. All of my life, I have known or seen the Lord's work in things that I have done. I knew my whole life I was meant to be a principal. I was meant to have kids when I had kids. I was meant to get married when I got married. I saw a purpose in all of those things. And when you retire, unless you're retiring to something or you know the next steps, you are leaving everything open for, I want to say chance, but you're leaving everything open for the Lord to decide what's next for you. And I didn't know what that was at the time. I think the Lord knew I was suffering and knew I wasn't done, because after a month of sadness, a friend of mine who's a superintendent of a school called and asked me if I would be the interim principal for his school, where a principal was not able to finish the year. A school that was maybe suffering just a little bit or sad or lost. I was connected as a sad or lost retiree with a school that needed me. I felt purpose again, back to work. Retired, unretired, and now I am retired again. And this time I have much more peace. I saw what was coming. I understood a little bit better what it was going to look like to be retired. And at this point, I have found much more peace. I'm still going to miss another school. I've gained another school family and a group of people that I love and that I'm going to miss. But I look at that as just another blessing. But now I'm a little bit better. So what's different this time? First of all, my financial mistake that I made last summer has been fixed. I no longer have the financial worry that I had last summer. Number two, I know how to prepare for all of the time that I'm going to have. I understand the amount of time retirement gives you. I like to be at home. I don't feel like I have to go all the time. I have things to look forward to at night, and on the weekends. My daughter that moved away to college still needs me, and she's still close. My 16-year-old apparently doesn't need me. She just needs my money and my ability to prepare food for her. Otherwise, she's not as needy, but you know how kids are. They still need their mom. Maybe the chance to talk to you guys is different, or to share my story here for other people. I think there's a lot of people retiring, and I'm pretty sure not everybody knows what to expect when they retire. And finally, I swore I would never student teach. I was never going to student teach. I was never going to be a bus driver, and I was never going to be a school official, like a referee, like for any sport whatsoever. And it turns out I'm substitute teaching twice a week, and I love it, but it's at the high school level. I didn't realize how hard elementary teachers worked till I walked into sub in a high school, and I actually love it. The kids are pretty funny. I mean, they're so interesting. They have a mind of their own. And when you ask them, I really enjoy asking them questions and hearing really what their opinion is. I have to be careful with that, though. Those are the things that are different. Here's the lessons that I have learned from all of this that I hope to share with you that might help you when you go through retirement, because it's a lot on your mental health, more than I ever realized. Talk to people who've retired and ask them to be honest with you. Ask the hard questions. What do you really do all day? Do you really sit at home? Like, do you watch TV all day? Like, what does an actual day look like from when you wake up until when you go to bed? It's always going to be different, but they can give you a sense of the ups and downs and the ebb and flow of retirement. I'm sure there's feast and famine for everybody who's retired. You're going to have to be the one to reach out and make the plans. All your friends are still working. Everybody else is still busy. They want to see you, they want to do things with you, but they just get into the cycle of life and you're not. So if you think about lunch or you think about going out for happy hour, be the one that makes that call. Make your own retirement rules. I felt like I had to follow all of the rules online and in all the mail and all the financial advisors and all of the meetings that I went to leading up to my retirement. I felt like I had to follow certain rules and be rigid and strict and retire a certain way. Make your own retirement rules. There is no right or wrong way. A whole different generation of people are retiring now than were when our parents retired. So retirement's going to look really different. So make your own rules. I didn't do this, but I recommend this, and I know people who have done this, but seek professional help if you really are depressed or sad or you just can't get out of your retirement funk. I would have to Google it, I would have to search, I would have to ask people for help. I don't know. I see on other videos that there are people advertising better health or better help. It's online counseling. Maybe that's what would work for you. But if all else fails, seek help. And really, I mean, if you're really sucking at retirement, kind of like I did the first time, just go back to work.